Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. A little bit of a different one today. It's not going to be any replay analysis here, or well, not at least that much. It's going to be like a mini review of the SFAC 105, a tank that got newly released in the loot boxes, but it was previously available in the black market in February. I got this for about 14,500-ish gold. And I got it actually for I think it was the lowest possible price. So I am really, really lucky to have this in my garage. And I'm also really, really happy I actually invested all that gold in it. Because some people say, oh wow, that's very expensive for a premium tank. But I think it was absolutely worth it. This is by far, well, not by far, but it is probably my most favorite tank in the entire game. I want to start off with like looking at my statistics on it a little bit. So I got it in February and I played it for almost 500 games. And yeah, for the people that are interested, I managed to almost get like 3000 damage per game here, which I don't really know if that's a lot for tier 8, but I don't usually keep track of that, but that's it. But it is this that I want everybody to pay attention to. So I've almost played 500 games, and I've got 90 high calibers and 70 tank sniper medals. So what that means is that a fifth of my games are high caliber medals, and a little bit less than that are tank sniper medals. And I just wanted to showcase this because I have an opinion about this tank that I don't know if I'm the only one, but I think that if you are a very good player, this tank is better than the BZ-176. Which is just crazy. I think that the capabilities of this vehicle are out of this world. Why is that? It's because of the accuracy and the alpha damage that this tank gets. So I'm not gonna do like a super in-depth review or anything, but I just want to kind of like highlight some of the features of this tank and what makes it kind of tick. So you have 800 alpha damage if you double shots. And one thing that is really crazy, let me actually just go into the characteristics screen here. One thing that is really crazy is that you have 3-second preparation time. Now, the reason this is absolutely crazy is because 6th Sense has a 3-second activation period. So if you get spotted, you have to wait 3 seconds before your 6th Sense icon goes off. Unless you have like some quirky crew perks that I don't think a lot of people use. And if you factor in the reaction time of people, it's like about half a second, maybe a little bit longer for World of Tanks players. So if somebody gets spotted and you charge up your double immediately as they get spotted, and then you use those 3 seconds to kind of like swing your gun around to aim at them, you are almost guaranteed a double shot every single time a person is spotted. And I think you'll see that a little bit in the clips that I've selected for this video. And yeah, some of the shots that you're going to see are just absolutely crazy. It's really funny. It has the best accuracy in the game, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but it feels like the best accuracy in the game at least. The DPM, it doesn't really matter because the only thing that you do is just snipe people from a distance and just blast them for like half their hit points. It's pretty crazy. It's a pretty standard TD platform. Absolutely no armor. Your camo rating is actually not that bad if you invest in a camo crew. So it's a little bit stealthy as well. And something that I like is that it is really, really fast as well. But we'll get into that a little bit later. I just want to get over my setup a little bit, and then we'll jump into the funny bits. I actually have a really well-trained commander in this tank, I didn't know. So yeah, these are my commander perks. Pretty standard, I feel like. I just gotta say, I don't like sound detection, so there you go. Pretty standard, I feel like. Gunner perks, all of these are good. You can run concentration on this vehicle, but I just move so much, and the accuracy is already very, very good. So I would rather have armor and snapshot. Again, to be able to kind of like swing my gun around and just snapshot people in the double mode. Really useful. I think if I was to choose a final perk here, it would probably be Deadeye, just to, ammo wreck people, which you are also going to see, which is going to be really funny. Driver perks, I think this is the best setup. Clutch braking can also be very useful because the rate at which you turn is not super fast. It's not terrible, but it being faster would be helpful. And again, loader perks, I think that most of these perks again are really, really good. I didn't pick repairs here, which is kind of special. I don't know. I need intuition on all of my tanks. I think I mentioned this in a previous video. Ammo tuning, just to kind of pump this alpha damage up, and just, it's just a good perk. Close combat is useless, adrenaline rush is useless. Safe stowage is not useless, because you do get ammo wrecks quite often, but I've pretty much just stopped using safe stowage on all of my vehicles, just because all of the other loader perks are just usually very, very good to have on any tank. And then perfect charge. Now, perfect charge is pretty essential to this kind of like 3-second charge up time, because the faster your shells arrive to your target, the less time they have to react. So perfect charge, bumping up your shell velocity, which I'm gonna take a look at in just a second, is actually massive to just be able to tap people kind of quicker. My equipment setup, tier 2 improved accuracy. And you might be thinking, well, we're already playing the tank with the best accuracy in the game, why do we need more accuracy? Well, this kind of helps you out in the odd moments where you have to single shot people, which it says it is 0.32. This is not the double shot accuracy, by the way. This is just a single shot accuracy. It says it's this number, but I promise you it does not feel like it. It feels like it's 0.4 or something. It's really bad. So it's kind of why I have an accuracy device. Also, I tried double shotting without this equipment piece, and I did notice that some of my double shots were not going where I exactly aimed. But with this one, I can count on one hand the amount of shots that I've missed because of the gun, and it's 5. I've actually counted. So through about like 400 battles, I've missed 5 times because of the gun. So I think those statistics kind of like speak for themselves. Next up, coded optics. The view range on this tank is absolutely terrible. But with coded optics and, food, decent crew, field modifications, you can get it up to 461. I love being able to spot for myself. I think that if you have low view range and just kind of like on your team to do most of the work, you can get really caught out of position if you're in like a 1v2 scenario or something like that. And having full view range is just, it's very comfortable. The third piece, mobility improvement system. Again, focusing a little bit on the gun handling, because if you're just driving around, your bloom does tend to get quite big, and this just helps kind of like shrink it down a little bit. If you just want to run a regular turbo, or a tier 2 bounty turbo, or if you're a real sweaty super gamer, you can run a a bond turbo on this tank, and I think it would do you a lot of good. Because it's not that much about the top speed, it's more about the engine power actually, because the top speed is already like 50 plus, but it's the engine power that this tank really needs. So yeah, I was kind of tryharding. I run this tank with a camo directive, because the camo is not bad. I get it up to 39% here. And with the directive, it just helps, like, you know, a tiny little bit. And I have a lot of them, and I don't usually run them on a lot of tanks. You see, I only have them on 3 vehicles, so that was just kind of for fun. You could run a turbo one, or a polished lens one, or I think a lot of people want to run exhaust on this tank as well. I don't think it's very necessary. You're usually going to be quite far away from your targets, so you don't have to focus on camo. It's just kind of like a nice little a bonus feature, if you will. Now about the ammunition. The standard ammo on this tank is, in my humble opinion, actually the best ammunition on the tank. And if not, the best ammunition at tier 8. 270 pen is just ludicrous. You can pen pretty much anything. And again, crazy shot velocity. I think with the perfect charge, this goes up to like 1600. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but it's super, super fast. Which is really nice because, again, the reaction time of people when you're trying to snapshot them just gets even shorter. Or the time for you to do your double shot worth of damage gets even shorter. Which is really nice. I only have a little bit of heat in case you're in a tier 10 matchup and you're facing like an E100 or a mouse like frontally or something. But I usually don't fire it because of the lack of shot velocity. It also does have quite decent pen for tier 8. I have 2 HE shells because I love memes. If you can double pen an HE shell on like another SFAC or a Borsig or a Scorpion or something and do 1000 damage to them, that is just absolutely wonderful. It has saved me as well in a couple of scenarios. But yeah. Consumables, just bog standard. Running food in this tank is absolutely worth it, even if you don't have any in storage, because you're not going to be firing any premium rounds. And that's kind of the second thing that I wanted to talk about with the ammunition, is that this thing is, in my opinion, the best credit earner, I want to say in the game, but I'm just going to say at tier 8, because I don't have a lot of tier 9 premiums, so I'm not 100% sure. But on tier 8, this is the best credit earner in the game. Why is that the case? Because you do not care about your matchup. If you're fighting tier 6s, you can one-shot them. If you're fighting tier 8s, you can two-shot them. You can pen them everywhere. And the same goes for tier 9s and 10s. This tank is better than the tier 11 German TD that got recently introduced. It's more accurate, it has the same alpha damage, and you just have to charge for 3 seconds instead of 6 years. So you don't care about your matchup. Sometimes you're just happy to get a tier 10 matchup if you're playing on like Mali or Proco or Murovanka or something, because there's just more damage for you. By the way, I have a little bit of a sore throat, so if there are some like short edits or cuts or whatever in the video, then that's why. So, yeah. The video is going to consist of a couple of highlights that I have clipped over the last couple of months. This isn't all of them, I just, handpicked a couple of the best ones. Yeah, I hope you enjoy those, because I thought they were kind of funny. And I'm also going to show you the last battle I fought to get the 3rd mark. I wasn't initially going to do this, I just wanted to make like a short highlight reel, but I did make some decisions in that game that were really, really nice. So I'm going to commentate a little bit over it, and yeah. at the end, I also clipped my live reaction to getting the mark. I get excited over very little things, or like I get very excited over like minor things, I would rather say. So I have like exploding reactions or like really stupid stuff. So I'm sorry about that, but I just wanted to include it because I have only ever 3-marked like 5 tanks on my account, and this has by far been the hardest ones. Like the requirements on this tank used to be 3,800 before it was released in loot boxes. When I played one game in this recently, I gained like 3%. I went from like 87 to like 90. So yeah, like the Borask has 3,700. This had the highest requirement on tier 8, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I'll also maybe like put on a little screenshot of the session I had. It was an absolute banger session. It was crazy. And I think there is also listed the amount of credits that I made. And then you can kind of see how little I spent on ammunition. So big stonks playing this tank. But yeah, highlights first, then the game at the end. And yeah, I just hope you enjoy. See you.
Oh, great on both, yeah, and the 274, eh?
What's 140? I'm fucking off, by the way.
Why?
On that ping? Thank you. Oh my god. That was fucking cool.
Where's the heavy flank?
It doesn't exist. There's only
We don't have any
mediums.
heavy...
It's only mediums on light tanks. I hate chars. I can never pen a char. Where do I shoot a char? And don't say anywhere, because it's clearly not anywhere.
Anywhere.
They're all playing on the yeah. Dude, if this is the fucking IS-3, what is the IS-7 gonna be like? It's gonna be awesome.
Well, don't expect the fucking shots to go where you aim them, that's the start. Can you shoot
Yeah.
that?
No, I had 1 second left on my reload. I couldn't charge. I can kill this ELC blind though.
I don't think you
3,
can
2,
see
1.
them.
There we go.
Okay, apparently you can. Nice.
Sorry, I should have maybe muted my mic.
It's alright.
My girlfriend just ordered a sandwich and I want to blind shot this fucking cocksucker. 3, 2, 1. Almost. I think he's hitting. Oh, I hit him! Oh my god. What a lucky fucker. Oh my god. I think we're going to lose north. That's what I think. Wanna see a fucking awesome fucking blind shot? Oh my god, I'm so fucking good at this game sometimes. It's the prototype 6, just a better Progetto. With more alpha and shit. Oh my god! That was disgusting! Jesus! That guy's gonna uninstall after this. Do I want to blind fire a Barask?
Yes.
Or the Skoda?
You are so confident
Or-
about blind firing a brass that you're going to load HE and do it.
I'm gonna blind fire the Skoda first, and I'm gonna do the Barask. And then the Barask after this one. Oh, Leo is feeding.
Needs to get in render distance of that fucking SU. Oh, nice.
Do they? Are you sure? Who needs render distance, bro? Oh my
Yep,
god, did you kill him?
Yeah. I knew he was just gonna fucking stay there, so I was just fly fight him. Oh, now we need to fuck off.
So, welcome to the replay. I hope you enjoyed a couple of those clips. There were way more, but those were some of my favorites at least. And I also just didn't want the video to be like over an hour long. And I hope I'm not saying this and then the video actually being over an hour, but I think I'm gonna try to contain it to under that at least. So, we're playing on Pilsen. I don't have the Mark of Excellence mod here in the replay, but I was at like 94.3 something in the beginning. So I really was hoping for like a really good map to have a big banger game. But we're starting off really nice with a double shot on the Progetto. And try to pay attention to when people get spotted and me then charging up a shot to kind of like double tap them as frequently as possible. So here, Isu gets spotted, and immediately in the moment he gets spotted, as soon as possible, I try to already charge up my shot. And his reaction was pretty poor here, but it's a pretty good example of what you can kind of expect from trying to double shot people once they get spotted. Here, I tried charging up a double, but I didn't have the time, so I just let a single shot fly. Just, you know, hoping for the best there, pretty much. It's Gonzalo. It's going behind cover. I wanted to like shoot through the pipes or something to get like a super cool trick shot, but it was not possible. We're gonna get a really good double, cool double on him a little bit later though. But about what's happening here, just super quickly. I went to this position and I was playing with my friend who was playing a light tank for me. And coordinating a tank destroyer and a light tank is super powerful. So highly recommend if you're trying to get like good tank destroyer games. But I was pretty much just sitting here because I have an ELC on 0 line, spotting all these people here. And 2 light tanks just, you know, driving around in the middle, trying to see the people that are playing up on this ridge. So I was very comfortable. Again, as in my last video, there's nothing inside of my view range currently, so I can just sit here very comfortably. The only problem is if these people start blind firing this push, which this is a very standard push, as with this one as well. So blind firing here is not very uncommon. So that's the only problem here, but I was still quite comfortable. And soon you'll see me like just randomly charge up a shot. Because yeah. Being in people's heads and kind of trying to judge where they are going to be and peek, and then kind of charging up your shots like on and off, is just what I think the highest form of SFAC gameplay. Just being able to predict these kinds of things so that your charge up just perfectly lines up with when they're like driving around a corner, when you are peeking, and plays like that. Now, this is the first thing I wanted to talk about because this is what... This is the decision that made this game great. And I think I have to pause it just for a second here. So the reason I'm leaving is because this kind of like force field of light tanks around me has died. My friend has died, unfortunately. So has my car. And so has the ELC. He tried to push a little bit too aggressively, got caught out of position, and he just blew up. Now, the people that are still sitting here are kind of useless in a way, because the only thing that they can shoot is this light tank here. Because there's no more vision in any of these places in the back, so the only thing you're sitting here for is to shoot a light tank that is going to push aggressively. So I was thinking, this guy wants to get some spotting damage, so the best thing for him to do is proxy spot on this low ground here. And I was really, really, really scared of that, so I preemptively kind of tried to make a getaway to the heavy flank. So you see me drive here, and exactly as I'm like halfway to my destination, the LT pushes up, and you'll see some of the tank destroyers just get absolutely obliterated. But yeah, we've left that flank. There's not a lot more we can do there. Playing aggressively with this tank is completely fine, and playing in the front is okay. But if you're outspotted by a light tank and you are going to get bombarded by like 2 or 3 people, you'll die instantaneously. So what I'm gonna do here is play aggressively in a tank that has absolutely no armor, which is kind of tricky for a lot of people, but I'm gonna show you the secrets, so to say. So what you want to do here is that I have a lot of heavily armored allies here with a lot of HP. And what I want to do is I kind of want to trade their HP for mine. Because you'll see me take a shot here in a second, and just keep an eye out on how much of my hit points I lose. So here, I'm pushing with the SMV. I did not meant to block that shot. And here I just want to farm this Tiger Mouse. And he shoots me once. I thought he was going to shoot my SMV, but because, you know, I'm so easy to hit and pen, he obviously just went for the easy damage before his game was over. I took one shot, and that was almost 60% of my hit points. Or, well, about 50%. Around there. So, yeah, you do not want to be taking hits in this tank. So, what are we going to do now? We're going to set up a position between us and the enemies, and we want our allies to be between us. Here, I was thinking of going on a cheeky flank, but I get spotted by artillery. Now, this is where the camo comes into play, because even though this tank doesn't have, like, ideal camouflage, you can still, you know, with the view range that we mentioned, outspot artillery, and then combining that with the view range, not get spotted in situations like that, which was very, very nice. Here you'll see me miss-aim a little bit. I should have maybe driven back a touch further to get a little bit of a better angle on this lower plate, but, you know, 1 out of 2, we'll take it. It's completely fine. You see me be very aggressive here, because what I wanted to do was position myself behind this house in A6, and then kind of see if I can get like a side shot angle on all of the people that were playing here. But there is a little bit of a problem. The Progetto has actually pushed forward, which I was not anticipating. I was thinking that they were going to be a lot more passive. And the Gonkiewicz has pushed up as well. So this has kind of messed up our plans, because I wanted to flank them from a long range, but now turns out we still have to play very aggressively. We have to go very close quarters here. And here you'll see me do the bread and butter of this tank. Charge up your shot around the corner, and as you poke your guns around, then have your guns fire. So timing here is absolute key. Here I see that this guy is going to die very soon. I just want to get one more shot in. We pick up the kill, and my allies are not doing that well. We're being kept. The ELC is middle, and my allies die, and it's just me against 3 people. So yeah, we break these doors. I really want to kill this ELC. I actually don't spot him until he fires, I think. He does a little bit of a misplay, and it's just me against the Char. And you'll see, I'll play the live clip in a second here, but I was just a 1 double shot away from getting the mark. And the Char is on 1200 hit points. I could try and reset, but I was honestly just wanting to get the 3rd mark of excellence here, so that I would have avoided to play another game here. So, will I get the 3rd mark? Well, obviously, yes, but I want you to see how nervous I was and how shaky my aim was as well. So I'll just play the clip and then maybe have a few closing words. So
He's not in a cap, so what the fuck is he doing? There he is. Nice.
Yes! Oh my god!
Is it enough? It should be.
Sorry, jeg må bare rope. Det var bare noe amazing som skjedde. Sorry. Hæ? Ja, I know, men det har ikke noe å si. Sorry, jeg måtte bare rope. Okay. Okay, I love you. I love you. Oh my fucking god, man! That last double was enough!
Oh, that's so good. Congratulations.
Holy fucking shit, man. 6k damage, get the fuck out. Oh man.
oh man, indeed. I was super stoked. Maybe a little bit, you know, overreacting, but I was super happy about it. As you saw earlier, I was playing this tank for over 400 battles, and I don't usually care about 3 marks. It kind of like tilts me a little bit too much, but I really wanted to get it on this tank because I just enjoy playing it so much. And I tried and I tried for like 300 games, but it was just not doable. But after they announced that it got in loot boxes and just, you know, some people started playing it really, really poorly, I was just able to get over 95%. So yeah, hope you found this video interesting. I also tested out a new microphone in case you didn't hear the difference. So let me know what you think. And I'll see you all in the next one.